Hello, everyone. Welcome to my show, Lilibet Tate channel. So today is December 24th here in the Philippines, 9 a.m. Philippine time. So that would be Saturday in your time, December 23rd, 8 a.m. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Central Time. So today it's a kind of busy for those Filipino people because 12 midnight, because here in the Philippines, we celebrate 12 midnight on the 24th of December. So after this, guys, I'm very swamped. Okay. So, and I enjoy doing things because I prepare food 1 month. Okay. 1 month before, the Christmas or Christmas Eve. So I make it sure that we had a nice and delicious dinner later. Okay. So I changed my menu. Instead of eating red meat or uh, chicken, I preferred to eat fish. Okay. So I want to make a loud shout out to my members. Thank you so much, guys. Merry Christmas. And for those wants to join on my live streaming, feel free. I already posting my link on my YouTube channel, so you can click that anytime if you want, to join with us. So for those two men, take your time, guys, because I just go ahead 10 minutes before the depart or 10 minutes before takeoff, because I want to uh, thanks to all my subscribers and viewers here in the Philippines and also abroad, because our topic is very interesting, interesting topic and very interesting discussion. So puts and boots, yeah, don't worry about that puts. I understand. Okay. That's that's given. And my goodness, guys, yesterday, because a few weeks ago I already bought things that main ingredients that it's not really easy to get that in the supermarket, especially 2 days or last 2 minute shopping or grocery. So I did that, a few weeks ago. So I just bought yesterday a few fruits because I asked Frank what he wants for dessert. Because we always have cakes, my goodness, more sugars, buttery thing. So we list that because we're no longer spring chicken. So I preferred to have a dessert fruits. So I bought pear, persimmon, mango, and kiwi and apple. So I have four types of fruits. That's very healthy. And my goodness, the line, that's the problem, if you go grocery last 2 minute, my goodness, so crowded. And I'm so grateful that the counter in hyper market, they add to open, because for regular days they just let a few cashier, but now they have, so they put it rapid lane for for a few items. So it's not really hard. But here the things, guys, because in my area there's still what do you call that, a strike. Okay. And then majority of taxi driver here, they contract, and they always tell, oh, they don't want to own their meter, taxi meter. So this is taxi meter. And then there's a lot of also Filipino that for extra income, private um car, and then they ask, they hire passenger, but they ask too much. Okay. So I had a hard time, to waiting for the taxi, because there's a lot of shoppers, and they sometimes they don't really mind to pay that, the taxi driver asks too much. But me, no, I have to be patient for that, because if you're gonna tolerate it, that they keep doing that. Okay. And then there's another, they always refuse to take the passenger, especially if the passenger won't take their offer, the payment. And me on my turn, uh first, he refused, because he said that, oh, in your area it's traffic. And I told him, kuya, it's always traffic anywhere. Okay. And then the second time, I talked to the guard, if this man, if this man refuse me, don't, because they're not allowed to stay there long, especially if they refuse the passenger on the supermarket area. Because here in SM Bikutan, there's an area for, and there's a two side. The other side is for the, for supermarket, and the other side for a department store. So on the supermarket area, they don't allow that, because actually that's against, the taxi driver refused, because it doesn't matter, traffic or not, because passenger paid by meter. Okay. So if I'm the taxi driver, I it's favor for me if it's traffic. But they know that it's against the law, that they will refuse the passenger, and they contract the fare instead of using their meter. So that's the thing, that for those Western men coming here in the Philippines, especially because now I can see that the airports, the port, it's so crowded. Okay. And some of the drivers, I'm not saying all taxi driver, there's an honest taxi driver, but some, they just take advantage for for the holidays, that people really want to go home, and then they ask, they overprice, and they don't use their meter. Instead, they contract the passenger. So some passenger that really wants to go home, they don't really argue with that, they just take. So that's the sad thing, that for those driver, that they take advantage, the holidays. And especially that for those riders, oh my god, you can see that it's so scary. They don't really mind. And then yesterday, I just I have a hard time to find a taxi going to a supermarket. And then, so I have no choice just to take jeepney, and very traffic going to, actually, if it's not traffic from my place going to a hypermarket, just only 10 to 15 minutes. But that time I just stuck in the road for 2 hours. And then, the jeepney driver was so pissed off with those riders because there's a little gap, they just cross, they don't really pay attention that, if somebody's will u-turn or what, so there's a space. Okay, so they don't give a shit on that, so they just pass and pass. The jeepney driver is always saying pi pi pi. So it makes me laugh because I thought that he used of that, for those riders. But there's a riders that, they don't really care. My goodness, it's scary. And now here in ZR, there's a lot of illegal, there's a illegal, motorcycle taxi. So there's Joyride, Angkas, and Grab. Okay, and some of those are illegal. So that's they don't really mind. And then, when I go the when I go to the when I go to the mall, there's a lot of motorcycle taxi that stop. No, 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 no. I don't want, because uh Frank mentioned that he's not scared of the car. He ride on his little motorcycle. He's not scared of the car, but he's scared of the riders. They don't really follow the rules of the road. That's the problem. They don't follow the rules of the road. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. So I think my guest is here. So we're gonna discuss this. Oh, what did I do? Sorry, Karen. Please click. Oh my goodness. Sorry, it's not my intention. Just click the link once more. I saw you, so I clicked the wrong button. And now people are busy preparing their Noche Buena. Okay, here we go. Sorry, sorry, Karen. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are
That's good.
you?
I'm doing good. And guess what? I have no
What?
shades and I have no
Yeah,
hat. Okay? So,
yeah. Because the last time that you went to Manny show, one of the viewers on the live chat, they asked to remove your shades.
yeah.
That's the
But you, I can't see anything. So I didn't know or I would have took it off. I don't have no problem taking off my shades.
Yeah, that's why I send you a message so that you can see the people that they ask. But anyway, um so that's your what, Karen, that's your mark, that's your shade. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That's your mark. Okay. So How is your, do you plan for later tonight, midnight, I mean, because, here in the Philippines, we celebrate on the 24th, uh, 12 midnight
Hmm.
for Christmas Day. So, you have any friends going to a visit or what? Or do you just stay home?
I didn't get no invitations, so no. That's
I
all.
wish that you can it's if you're near, I will invite you to join with us.
Oh,
Join with
thank
us.
you. That's so nice of you guys. I appreciate it. But I mean, I don't know a lot of people out here, so I don't expect for people to say, "Hey, come over to our celebration or whatever." But I mean, it's okay. I still got a lot of time that I'm gonna be out here, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be times. So
Mm, yeah. Well, it's just me and Frank also, because I have siblings here, but they're very busy, so I don't want them, to bother of things because they have their own families. So.
yeah, yeah, that is fine. I mean, I have a friend in Manila, um, a, a person that I just pretty much been knowing for like 3 years. Him and his wife and their kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they would have. They if I could have went over there, but I don't want to impede on anybody in their Christmas things. I just look at the people out there outside and just enjoy that right there. So that's good enough for
Yeah.
me. I'm thankful.
So this is your first time spend Christmas here in the Philippines?
Um, no,
No,
this is the second time. This is my second. I spent
second.
I spent Christmas and New Year's here a couple years ago.
Ah, okay. What
Yeah.
about New
So
Year?
New Year's also.
Okay. Well, here New Year is just like, I just go on the parking lot because, and then look at the fireworks, and after that going back inside my unit and eat something or drink wine and, after that sleep.
Yeah. Well,
It's not.
I did bring, some I have some wine, I'll break in the new year, um, like that. So I'm not a big drinker, but, you know,
Mm,
celebrate a little bit. Something wrong with that.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
just occasional, occasional. That's fine.
Yeah. Just every once in a while, it's okay to do it. So
Oh, I
I'm gonna
know
start.
that's
I'm gonna start
coffee.
I'm gonna start getting hot in a few minutes because of the coffee. So it's either the topic's gonna make me hot or the coffee. It's one of them.
Well, the topic, it's, well, a kind of little hot, a kind of little hot. So that's, okay. By the way, that I will, thank you so much for, uh coming here on my show. So our subject for today is common sense is no longer common sense. So
Good one.
and
Very good one.
and so many factors that we can talk about that subject, Karen.
Yes.
Actually, I invite Gitchy Lion. So
Oh yeah, I seen. I didn't. I seen that last night. What
mm,
is he? Is he coming or I've never met him before. I don't know. I
he's
really.
coming. So I think he's here now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see. I see his blogs all the. I see his blogs um, periodically. So,
Yeah.
but
You never, well, I think he's there in Cebu City.
I don't know. I've never seen him in my life. Never met him. Never talked to him. Um, but I've seen him because I do.
Hello, Gitchy Lions
Hey,
Journey. Good
hello.
morning.
Yeah, I've been having
Hello?
Oh, hello. I think the connection. Like I told you, like I told you, Karen, if I did not come on my, on the live, the reason. Ay, the connection here is not really as.
no, I
Is
can't.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, internet issues.
Yeah,
Internet.
that's
Yeah.
that's the problem. So welcome to my show, Get Your Lion's Journey. Oh, by the way, I would like you to meet 50 Shades Darker in the Philippines.
How you doing, sir? How are you?
He's stuck. Oh my goodness. That's the problem. I thought that Christmas they will give a good service.
You know what? I don't know if it helps with people out there, but I use PLDT, and I used to use Globe, and Globe would always freeze up on me. So when I first got, moved into my condo, I said, you know what, let me try something else. So the only time that PLDT, and I'm not a spokesperson for them, I'm not getting paid anything from them, I'm just giving information. They
Okay.
the only problem that I've had with them is when there's a blackout or a brownout here, then it does something to their server where sometimes they might have to come out and reboot something. But other than that, it's fast internet and it's fast over here in this area. You know, I don't know about any other area, but I know here in this area, it's pretty good and I like it. So I don't know what he uses, but you know, might want to change carriers.
Yeah, us, Sky Cable, but same owner because the owner of PLDT is Mr. Manny Pangilinan, and then the first owner of Sky Cable is the Lopez's, the owner of EBS CBN. So they sold this to Manny Pangilinan. So uh,
Oh, okay.
same, same owner.
Mm, yeah.
Wolverine blog, anong ingay ito?
He's still stuck?
Yeah, he's still stuck. He's
Wow.
still stuck.
You, I wonder how I haven't figured out how to do that background screening because I see a lot of people doing that. You know, I haven't figured that out yet. Looked into that.
What?
Like the background. You see how the background's like he's at the beach
Ah,
or
yeah,
wherever.
yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
don't know how they. I haven't looked into how they do that. I see some other bloggers they do that. You know, they put that background behind them. You know, oh, he
okay.
disappeared.
Yeah. Good morning, Wolverine Vlog. Thank you for coming, Wolverine Vlog. And Troopy Night TV, it's me, Candy. Thank you for coming. Merry Christmas too, Troopy Night. So I think you're using your phone.
Me? Yeah, I'm using my phone. I use the
So
phone. I never.
there's on the settings. I think the what do you call that? The green I forgot that it's in the phone, but if you don't have that, you have to download it that, or pay the plan so that you can have
Oh,
some background, or
okay,
backdrop.
okay. Um, maybe I'll check into it later.
Okay, just go to the settings of StreamYard, then click virtual background. Oh yeah, Wolverine blog said that you just go to the StreamYard on the virtual background, and you can see you can see there.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Thank you for that. I'll look into that and see. I've never messed with it before. Wolverine
okay.
blog. Okay, I'm at the
Mm-hmm.
subscribe to the channel.
So guys, yeah, for those ones, to put your link on my show, just you're welcome to put your link so that anyone can subscribe. So, well, I think Gitchy Lion had a problem on his connection. I hope that Gitchy will get back. Okay. So let's start our discussion, Karen. So let's start the first question. What are advantages of common sense in your opinion or in your thoughts?
Um, I would think the advantage of having common sense is you pretty much gonna have the jump on the information before the average person that doesn't have any sense or that lack common sense. So that's the advantage of it. So you know you're gonna have the first jump on the information. So that's the way I see it.
Okay, so according to I researched that common sense is a sound logic or sensible reasoning or simple questions. The end rescue is practical wisdom. No family, business, or nation can survive with common sense or as a part their planned strategies. So it's just like because they said that common sense is just like intellectual features of a person. Okay,
Okay.
so the result is it's just like a practical wisdom that people can use, but it's not really it's just like it's not business that you can deal. It's just like just it's natural from a person that has a common sense, because like I said, it's just like it's intellectual features. So some people they don't really have that intellectual features in their self. So that's why uh example, there's so many cases that a lot of people, especially Filipino, that okay, common sense is just like think if there's in trouble, that the Filipino always say this, use your common sense. It's just like think what's good to solve that problem, because a lot of people now that it's easy for them to give up. So they don't really use their common sense to think what's the right thing, that if there's a problem, the right thing to solve. So it's easy for them to give up, and then I don't know if you're familiar, Filipino phrases, that bahala na, bahala na, bahala nating. So that's the problem also, that people, they're not really into the common sense because they don't really want to think.
What about
Ah,
this? Because I had the same conversation before. It's a big, big topic.
okay.
So I this is just my opinion. I'm very opinionated, and like I always say, my opinion could mean nothing to nobody. But I know how to logically think, and I know how to reason. So I think that it's not the people, but I know everybody should have common sense, right? Common sense tell you don't put your hand on the stove because it's hot. That's common
Yeah.
sense. Okay. But there's another type of sense where I believe that it falls on the education department.
Okay.
in
Yeah.
your upbringing or in your childhood growing up, because everybody, I believe that everybody has should have common sense,
Hmm.
but to bring that common sense out to where you can utilize those common sense and be able to reason and think like a person, just like solve problem solving, those kind of skills. A lot of that stuff comes from education, and if the education is not um, up to par, you're gonna lack those skills, because there's a lot of people that just don't have those kind of um, thinking skills, where you can analyze things, where you critical thinking skills, reasoning skills to make decisions, to make sound decisions. A lot of people, they lack that, and I blame it on that education system, because a lot of people, if you tell them, they'll say, "Well, I don't know that." Like I asked a person a simple thing, and probably Frank can attest to what I'm saying. There's a basic skill test that has three wheels. They're called pulleys. They're pulleys, right? So you know what clockwise
Yeah.
is and counterclockwise is. When pulley A is
Yeah.
turning, pulley B is turning, blah blah blah, whatever. Which what is pulley C turning if pulley A is turning? So you have to have um, thinking skills to know that, or like not reasoning, but you have to have some kind of skill to understand. First, you got to know what clockwise is. You got to know what
Hmm.
counterclockwise is. So those basic, simple things. Some people, you'd be surprised if you ask them that, they wouldn't know, and
Yeah.
it's because they lack those skills. And I think it's part of education. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion.
Cause yeah, it's just like uh they like you mentioned that go clockwise in counterclockwise. So a lot of people when
You
they
know,
do something that there's a problem, they don't really go forward, but they keep stuck. And then sometimes they backing up, the so that's the problem also, that people must educate.
right. The word that I was looking for was analytical. They don't have those type where you can analyze things and draw a conclusion from that. And you won't know if you're not taught it. You can't
Hmm.
know. You could ask somebody that, like I just recently asked somebody that, and they had no clue of what I was talking about. So
Yeah,
those
because it's
basic
just like the okay, go ahead.
those basic things like that, they say they didn't teach us in high school that. We don't know none of that. We weren't taught that. So there's a lacking in in education, and if you're not taught that, you're not going to know it. So how can you compete? How can you have the common knowledge, with certain things?
Yeah. So
I don't
because
know if you
common
understand.
sense is just like it's just like logical thing. And just there's a logical, and then at the same time reasoning.
Reasoning.
So or a simple equation for that. So
Right.
if you don't know the equation, you cannot like in mathematics, you always
Right.
know the equation.
Right. You have to
So
know the form.
is
You have to know the formula to solve the problem.
mhm. So that's that's especially now that a lot of people that they become lazy, because there's now it's a modern type of generation. So like there's so many gadget that instead using using our brain, like dealing with mathematics. Before, I never had calculator, phone, that I solve mathematics by thinking, or by using my mind. So now it's easy for people to go on their phone, just click 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 click.
Yeah.
And then so they become lazy. So I think that some people, the common sense still exists, but some people, especially new generation, that is no longer common sense because of things that they become lazy.
Or
And
they've been doing it the same way for years till it's hard to learn a new thing. You know, it's hard to try to teach us a different something different.
yeah, so that's the common sense as part of their plan strategies. So if you're not really plan for what's common sense, or it's just like don't really don't really apply for those people that you can tell that is no longer common sense.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, Karen. Oh, Gitchig Lions.
Yes.
So
Hopefully, I won't go out anymore now. I'm actually decided to go into the hotel lobby.
uh so I think that it
Yeah, I'm
really
in the hotel lobby.
ruin your signal, because
Thank you,
so
Wolverine blog. I got that. Got that. I'll try that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
okay. So our subject for today, Gitche Lion, is common sense is no longer common sense. So, in your opinion, what can you say about,
Yes.
my. Okay, I have a question. What are the advantage of common sense? In your opinion, on
Well,
in your thoughts,
you
what
thanks for
is,
being patient with me here with this. Like I said, yes, I would say common sense is something I think most of us are born with, are really just that we pick up just in the normal course of trying to live and move around in the world. I think it's common sense is something that you really can't go to a school necessarily to learn common sense. Common sense, I think, is really something that you pick up by personal experience going out into the world and dealing with the various type of people and the personalities and the situations that you would ordinarily find in your society. And common sense is probably going to work differently in different societies. Um, Pretty sure if you're in, just say, a different type of government system, your common sense should have you to act one way in America, but you don't want to act that same way necessarily in the Philippines, or you don't want to necessarily act that same way in Russia, you know. So that's what I mean by saying common sense is something that usually is more, you can more widely use it, but it is still going to depend on what your environment is, what you're born into, or what you brought into as a child. Basically, you may learn it basically from your interactions with your family, your close, friends, parents, church, school, or what have you when you're young.
okay, so Oh, Frank said that we are talking about what made people lose common sense. So I
Yeah,
think, people lose their common sense, Frank, because of, because of uh they don't really want to deal with that, because, like I mentioned, that the people nowadays, they become lazy. So they
Hey,
just, they just want, they just want to go on the easy way, instead of, thinking things to solve, particularly when it comes to problem or things that they can benefit. They just don't want to think. But I'm not saying people I'm not generalize people, but majority of people are, they're become lazy. So that's my opinion. So how about you, Karen?
can you give me an can if you can ask Frank, can you give me an example of your opinion of people losing their common sense, so I can more address that?
Okay, so Frank said, they have no learned logic.
No learn logic.
No, yeah.
Okay, so and again, like I was saying, it boils down to them not being taught those type of techniques. I I believe because like Geechee was saying also too, in certain countries you're gonna learn that. In certain countries you might not be able to get that, or they don't stress it. They don't stress it. So um, I mean, I'm trying. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to say anything that's like where somebody is going to take it as an offense. I'm always trying to guard what I say because you have to be careful because people they take stuff and they run with it. But
Yeah.
the
yeah,
thing that I'm saying is, in certain, like he said, in certain places, it's not a big deal. So there's no need to know, and it could be political. It could be political. It could be. There's reasons why you don't know this because you're not supposed to know, or nobody wants you to know. It could be any number of reasons. It could be anything, but um, the ability to be able to reason and think like, okay, let me think about this. That's not right, or this shouldn't be done. Most people that I know where I'm from, not everybody, but most people, they have that basic skill. Now, whether they choose to do the right thing or whatever, but they know and they've learned how to reason and how to rationalize. But some people you might see people that's just like, hmm, shouldn't don't you think that you should do this, or this makes more sense, and they don't know. I
Yeah,
see that
because
I see that a lot, but
hmm
who am I to tell to say something? I don't know if you guys
well,
understand what I'm saying.
yeah, I understand what you mean. It's just like, uh yeah, Frank said they don't know how to reason, or they don't know how to think. Okay. It like, it's not literally lazy. Okay, lazy, that, you don't know. It's just like, they don't really want to think, like particularly if there's, if there's a problem. So they just let the problem you, or they don't want the problem solved because of the they lack of thinking. They I'm not, like you said that this is not of offense thing for those for those people, but it's just like what Frank said is a lot of people that they don't really know how to reason, reason out for for the situation that where they belong. So, and like like I said, that it's a kind of skills.
So let me give you an example real quick. Like a week ago, now you can draw the conclusion and think to yourself. Everybody who's listening can think. So right across the street, directly across the street, there's a bunch of shop. There's a shopping center over there. So there's a truck with about 6 guys, and they had 20. They had these, I don't know, 50-pound bags of rice, right? And inside
Okay.
the shopping center, there's an entrance that anybody can go through. You just can't stay there for, I think, no, you can't stay there for overnight, but anybody can drive through. So these 6 guys, they put these 50-pound bags of rice on their head, like 3 bags at a time. And it took them over an hour to move all those bags. Now, the place where they were delivering the bags was directly in front of the store where you can stop, unload, and go about your business.
Mm.
And so instead of unloading, they each walked from across the street,
Mm.
each one of them across the street with 3 bags on their head. And I just trying to help out. I said, hey, to the driver, do you know that you can go right there and park and unload? That way you don't have to do all that hard work. And he said, oh, yeah, I know. We've been doing it for a long time like this.
Yeah, that that's what
Oh,
I that's what I said, Karen, that people, they know the the common sense, the logic thing, but they become lazy doing stuff that to easy way, to they don't really they don't really have a hard time for that. But since that they become lazy, to they know I they know, but they just go on the the easy way, that they think the easy way is that that's the easy part.
Yeah.
but
And so
but
what
it's not.
the person I was with said, that's what's wrong. And after that, I just said, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna never
You
say
just shake
nothing.
your head.
So he
You
said,
just shake your head.
he said that's what's wrong with you Westerners. You guys think that we should do it your way, and that's why we don't, because we want to do it our way. And I said, I'm just, hey, okay, I'm just trying to give you
yeah,
I was just trying to suggest something that's a little more efficient and a
yeah,
little more, makes it where it's not so hard on you guys, but and somebody said, hey, you just got to let people do what they do. They've been doing it for years. They're not going to change. Just don't worry about them. So I stopped.
Okay, so by the way, guys, let me welcome Miss Manny. Hi, Manny. Thank you for coming, Manny. And Alma, the Filipina MTV. Thank you for coming, says. Danny T. Thank you for coming, Danny T. Oh, by the way, guys, for those ones, for those ones to sponsor, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Uh, yeah, that's that's the problem. This is what also what you say, that the people doing that, the the delivery, it happens also that in the bank, guys, or Karen, because Frank talked to the manager that especially in the bank, that the system is, the service, you can see that it's very incompetent. So Frank suggests that why don't you do things such like this. And then they said that, sorry sir, we're not in the United States, we're here in the Philippines. So it's just like, it's just like, um Karen, it's just like, uh wake up. We're not, Frank, that I'm not, I'm not comparing, Philippines in, just wake up, that look at your service, just change change. But Filipino are they just interpret that in a, in a
Yeah.
other, other side of thinking that, oh, you cannot, you cannot, you cannot do that here in the Philippines. It's just like, I understand, Frank, what trying, to tell the managers that, change your, change your subject, change your subject, or change your service for those, for those people. Because imagine, guys, I going to the bank, I have to wait for 2 or 3 hours before my transaction done, because uh every, every window they cannot do, uh like, if you're gonna, like, exchange money, if you want to deposit, if you want to like, if you want to deposit US check, you cannot do that in one window. You have to go one by
Oh.
one. So the
Mm.
service, it takes long,
It
it
Mm.
takes so
takes
long.
long.
That
So
that
that's the
it,
bottom line, that Frank tell them that, why, the manager open this, if, I know that every year, or every 6 months, there's a, there's a meeting with the bank's manager and the CEO. So why didn't they, they just open up, but they said, ah sir, we're not do that. Or so that's, Frank just
well,
shake his
Yeah.
head.
it's like this. If you want your, because the same thing happened to me at a bank, and I put that on my blog. It was, see, the thing about the United States and other countries, and I know this is totally different countries. We all different, so we can't expect to be the same. But if you want your country to grow and to, be powerful, I went to the bank and did the same thing like Frank. I was going to make a deposit, and they told me, after showing them four four different
Yeah.
IDs, my passport, my ACR card, my regular Philippine driver's license that I have, and my regular driver's license. So all these pictures with my ID showed it was me, and I was there in their presence. They told me your signature is not the same identical signature as your passport, so we don't know if it's you. And I said, so if I had $500,000 cash and I wanted to give it to your bank, would you turn that down? She said, yes, we would. And I said, well, you know what? In other countries, they're going to get your money one way or the other. And that's the technology that they use, because they're going to identify you. If this fails, we're going to try the next method. Your passport has your fingerprints on it. Okay? That's in the system throughout all the countries. So that's going to be you. We're in the US, we're not going to let you walk out of there without getting
Mm-hmm.
that money. So if they don't want the money from, what if people from other countries did that? That means they turned down over $2 million that can go into their institution, that can make things change for their country. But they rather turn the money down because there's a slight loop in your signature that doesn't match.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, that doesn't make any sense, like
Sense,
common
yeah.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's not just because it happened to me; it happened to a Filipino person too that I know. So it's like, come on, you have to think a little different, but that's how it is, and you just can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, it's just like, it reminds me, it reminds me in SNR, I know you're familiar with the SNR, the membership shopping store. So there's a bank that, they offer a credit card. And then they said, because, I'm the, I'm the what do you call it? Principal member, and then Frank is the second
Secondary
card.
member.
Yeah. And then they said that they don't allow Frank, to have a credit card because he's not the principal. So I told,
Mm.
what's the difference? We're married, we're a couple, so what's the difference? And then they said, sorry, mom, but we just explain, it's explain, the common sense or the logic, but they don't really understand. So I told Frank, okay, let's go. You don't have, you don't have to explain to them, because no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
they don't understand. It also happened that in Bureau of Immigration. Okay, so we've been through a lot of windows, and we explain, this is the thing that they're gonna do, but they don't listen. So that's the thing is, they know they know what a person talking about, but it's just like they're lazy. They don't want to think, they don't want to uh reason out for that, because the use of the system that, okay, because they think if they're gonna do extra work for them or extra job for them, if they gonna they gonna do the things that easy for easy for people, is particularly going to the bank. Because you mentioned about the four cards that they ask. They don't understand that coming here in the Philippines, if you have case, in the States, you cannot come here in the Philippines because you're what do you call that, there's they don't allow you to go to the other countries if you have something case that it's pending in your in your country. So that's that's the thing that I don't sometimes it's just like, Frank, let's go, no need, if I see them that they don't really get, and they don't they insist that no, this is the thing that Frank told me that. And that's why United States become rich country, because they go to other country and observe, observe that what other country doing, so they can use that to improve the country. Because
Right.
there's a lot, there's like scientists, not all scientists are American. Okay, but they use that, they use that people to to make the the United States become powerful, become uh rich country, because they allow people the the experience, the ideas. But here in the Philippines, like,
Yeah. There are a lot
that's
of foreign
that's
scientists. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we take people from all over the world and welcome them because we get their information and we learn from them and we use it to make our country as powerful as it is. That's just
Yeah.
how it works. So you take somebody from India, you got a lot of smart doctors over there. You got a lot of people that have a lot of knowledge. So come on over, share those resources with us because you're gonna make the country profitable. That's the whole plan. But I think
Yeah.
that some countries, they're so they want to do it themselves and they need the help, but they too proud to accept the help from other people. Then they think, oh, you're trying to tell us how to do things. We're not. We're just trying to help. Or people are they're trying to make suggestions to make it better, because that happened to me at the bank too. I opened up a bank at one of the banks here, and I was with the lady for an hour. And do you
Mm-hmm.
know, after my account was open, she said, take a number. It was 100 people in there.
And
She
go.
said, take a number and go sit in line to deposit the money.
What? What? What?
They cannot
Do you
do
want to?
on
Do you
the
want to say
same
what
time.
bank this was?
Um, I don't
No.
email me and I'll tell you. I don't want to say it because I
Okay,
bank
but
with them.
I got you. I understand. I've run into a couple that people told me that, but let me just say this: I've been sitting here and I've been kind of just listening to you all, just really just harking back to what little bit that I said when I first came on. That you may people may come here with instinct or what you call common sense or some feeling that they know there's a right way or a better way to do things. Just like a basic example, I'm looking at a busy street with a lot of traffic. Common sense will tell you you don't want to just walk out into the middle of traffic with oncoming trucks and cars coming. Now, who interjected that? Garrett A. Morris, a black man in Chicago, in the Ohio, who invented the traffic light. Garrett Morris, I think it's Garrett's son, Garrett Morgan, excuse me. So that took care of. You don't have to have common sense. Follow the light, which I'm looking at one right now. But here's another thing, like you were saying, the bank refused to take your money. That's almost what you telling me. The bank didn't want your $2 million or 2 million pesos or whatever it was. I'm still sitting here. I'm in Cebu. I'll be in Cebu maybe for a couple more days, and I'll be leaving. But one challenge sometimes is when you're traveling is where you want to eat. And you try to look for the best bargain depending on what food you like and what you want, what your budget is, what you want to spend, the type of food you want to eat. I had to walk out of at least two, no, I can think of four off the top of my head restaurants that I went in and they have all you can eat. And it might have been 349 pesos, 399, 449, fine, whatever the price was. And they say, okay, all day, it's all you can eat, this many pesos. But then I go in there and, they so smiling and so good. Come on in, sir. We got this, we got that. And then before you get settled, they tell you, oh, you thinking you're going to pay the price on the window. Then they say, well, you're a solo diner. So we charge a solo diner extra 100 pesos, which in the grand scheme, I mean, if you in the American logic, okay, that's only $2. But the principle of the thing is, how you going to what difference does it make if I'm a solo diner? I would think you would almost be more happy to see me because I'm probably gonna eat less food or whatever. So I've had here in Cebu, here in Davao, I remember it distinctly. I walked out of places that said, we charge extra 100 pesos or whatever for a solo diner. That makes no sense.
But
Other things, that's great. It's common sense to say, hey, take the money. And then there's nobody, what makes it so bad, you may have two or three people in the restaurant. I could see if it was full, all the tables were full. Hey, I don't want no, if you got a solo dining here, they're going to stop us from getting a table full of diners that's ready to eat. I can understand that. But if you don't have but two or three people in your whole restaurant, how you going to let that go?
that's ridiculous because it doesn't matter, because as long as you can pay the amount that they ask, but they
Yeah.
don't have to overcharge you because you just by yourself. That's crazy. That's
But that
crazy.
happened. No, it's happened right here in Cebu. It's happened
Oh
several
yeah.
places right here. That happened. And I just walked out. The other thing where I kind of relent a little bit on this, I figure if you kind of a significant restaurant or establishment in here, you should be able to pay with a credit card. I mean, I think so. But I walked out a couple places that I said that they didn't take credit cards. Or I didn't, I decided to go somewhere else because they didn't take credit cards. I mean,
Yeah,
especially
there's
if
a
you,
lot of, there's a lot of establishment here. It happens also here in Metro Manila, Geechi, that they don't accept credit card. Just they just only accept cash.
in
But
GCAD.
yeah, so that's the problem. And then that's okay. So once like we Frank talking about that in the bank, uh once Frank took the manager, and then especially that happens that we went there, so we want to open a checking account. So this is in land bank. Okay, so I'm gonna mention land bank. Okay, so I have a land bank, but in other city in Ortigas. So I want to open an account. So they said that, mom, you have to undergo CI or credit investigation. So I did. We wait for 6 months. Okay, imagine 6 months for
Six
credit
months.
investigation to
Boy.
open a checking account. But I already have uh, two types of accounts there. Okay, and then they never told us because already after 6 months, well, I asked them, so can can I open the checking account? And then they said, anytime, mom, anytime. So if you're ready, just come here anytime. We already investigate your, I know, the CI, credit investigation. And
Wow.
then by the time that we're gonna apply, they said, no, mom, you're not. So you have to undergo CI again. And then I told, for what? I already done. And they said it's already, so many months. And oh my goodness, Frank was so pissed off. Okay. So we have savings, dollar account. Okay. And then checking account, dollar also. And then Frank talk to the teller that we explained, and then I told them that nobody tells us, so we have to wait for another 6 months for that. And then they said, no, mom, you cannot. And then, Frank, where's the manager? And then they keep talking, so because they don't want the manager to talk to us. And then, Frank, where's the manager? And then the teller keep talking to us, and then we're really pissed off about that. Okay, we've been doing that for 4 years. And then Frank told them, okay, so you cannot help us, so okay, just give us, give our all money. And then she was shocked. The teller, she was shocked that Frank really wants to get all the money. And then she said, hold on, sir, hold on, mom. We're gonna open this to the manager. And then it takes 30
Wow.
minutes. It takes 30 minutes. And then, because, we're really, I told Frank, okay, Frank, I'm tired of this. I don't want to deal with this because they think that we owe money from them. No, they owe money from us. We are the depositor, so we don't deserve this kind of treatment. And then the manager came out and tell us that, oh, sorry, mom, sir. Okay, we can give you a checking account. So this is the thing that like I said, Karen, that they're very lazy. They're very lazy. They know the common sense. That's the only thing, is they don't want, to think, to do things, to do effort, because uh for them is extra or additional work for them. uh okay. Well, Frank will join. Okay. He will join.
Oh, I'm
Just,
glad to see Frank.
okay,
Oh,
just
hey,
use the,
Frank.
the microphone.
Oh,
How you doing there, Frank?
I'm glad
hey,
to
what's
see you.
up, everybody? I
Yeah.
just wanted to tell this story because I
Mm.
don't know if you guys know. Um, I spent 27 years in the Internal Revenue Service as a revenue officer, and I used to go into banks and take money, take people's money and stuff like that. And I always sit down and talk with the CEOs of banks and stuff like that. So I understand how banks work. I used to have to seize companies. Okay, I had to go into the company, look around, see what was taking place, and then take that company and sell that company for the government to get the money that was owed on taxes. So I understand a lot of businesses and how they work and everything like that. In other words, I'm not a stupid brother. But here's something that I learned in the 70s. I had went into a bank. I was going to buy a car. I was going to pay cash for it. But I decided to take all of the money out of the bank, about $100,000 then, and this was in the 70s. When I got ready to take the money out of the bank, the clerk asked me if I had the time to sit down and talk with the manager. The manager came, took me into an office and sat down and asked me what was wrong because they didn't want to see me take all of that money out of the bank. So I told him I was getting ready to make some purchases and stuff like that. And some of the things that I had done with the bank, I wasn't really happy with. So what the manager did, and this was at Continental Bank at that time, told me, well, Mr. Tate, if you want to buy a car, and at that time, interest rates was very high. It was like 14%. Okay. So she told me, look, here's what we'll do for you, Mr. Tate. You go and find the car that you want to get. Leave your money in the bank. We'll take this money and put it into CDs. Okay. You'll get 14% on your money. We'll take the interest from your money and pay your car note with it. You finance it through us. We'll take the interest from your money. This way, nothing comes out of your pocket. And that taught me how to buy cars, to save my money, invest my money, and let my money buy my car. And that's what I've been doing ever since then. But now, here's the thing, when you come here, and these people don't seem to understand that they are not using the talent that is coming here. And this is where they're making a big mistake, where they could get so much knowledge from other people, just like we did at the IRS. We would sit down and study other countries and what they were doing to collect money. We will send people to other countries to see what other internal revenue services are doing. And we learn from that and we use those things. We started having group meetings with everybody sitting down and talking and sharing ideas and then working through those ideas to see what those changes would, how it would affect the whole system in what we were doing before we made a decision to change something. But here, you cannot get these people to do that. or to understand that they should take advantage of the knowledge that is coming to them that would make them so much richer, so much better for everybody. So, as I had typed in earlier, you just can't teach those who don't want to learn. Simple as that.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
that's that's why common sense is no longer common, because we have so many people who don't want to learn anything, and you just can't help them. So
Yeah.
I'll give the show back to my wife. I don't want to
No,
take over her
you
show.
stay here. No, you very look. What
You
you brought
already
it right in. This is dovetail on what I said
you
before.
can join with
You
you
can
can
come here, and if you left to your own normal devices and normal associations coming up in your family, your parents, your school, your church, or whatever that you ordinarily come up in, you'll instinctively, intuitively have some type of common sense about certain things. However, that doesn't matter if you are put into an environment where it's beaten out of you, the government imposes some kind of restriction on you, you have to pay some kind of societal toll or from other people in the society if you act, what instinctively what is common sense. You may have to
Yeah,
pay a penalty through the government or through social stigma, ostracization, or whatever that will cause you to almost say, well, you almost rather would not deal with it. You rather walk away. Because I can figure in your case, if there was no real viable alternative where they could show you where you could profit, what could you have done? Just walked out of there. Just
yeah,
walk out of that bank, walk out of that S&M or whatever the devil it is, walk out of that store, walk out of that restaurant and do something different, you
yeah,
know. But again, you can have common sense, you can have anything, but it can be interfered with or taken away from you by the actions of other people or factors in the environment. And
oh
I'm
yeah,
telling you, just by, and not only me, and I can just say personally, just since I've been here, by the way, I've been in the Philippines 3 months. And I'm probably I got a vlog already in my mind how I'm gonna deal with this. But you can come with a certain mindset, a certain viewpoint, a certain perspective. But when you meet, that may alter your decision, or your behavior may be altered depending on who you encounter, what you
yeah,
encounter, whether it be what law, what rule, or what policy, or what program that you come into. You can come in with the best of intentions. I come and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And sometimes you relying on other people that you were given the impression that you have some type of mutual agreement with, or mutual understanding of the way a matter should go, how business should be handled. But then, people are people, things are things. People can come up with selective amnesia all of a sudden, or something other may come up. I thought you said you wanted to meet with me and do this. So I thought the same thing with the store. I went to the restaurant, asked them what the price. $5.99, sir. $5.99, sir. Please come back. Then when I go back, they say, yeah, it's $5.99, but since you're a solo diner, it's $6.99. See, I told one of them, I said, you didn't tell me that in the beginning. You just gave me part of it, just enough to entice me, to come back or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying this
yeah,
is what I'm finding, and I'm certain those you out there who see this exchange here, and I'm glad. Thank you this morning, Miss Elizabeth. Ms. Lilibeth, Mr. Frank, for allowing me in here because I've kind of been going through some stuff here lately. But people who come to the Philippines, or whether you just gonna stay in the America or wherever you are, you have to realize that sometimes you may have common sense within yourself or common understanding on something. But you may always come up against that filter when you deal with somebody else, something else, somewhere else.
But here's the thing, Geechee. Um, Being that I'm a resident here, okay, so I live here,
Yeah.
so I do feel like I have something invested in being here, and that I should help to make things better and not make things worse. And so that's one of the reasons why I will take the time and try to explain new ways to people for them to try to learn something to make things better. Like when I first got here and I wanted to rent an apartment and they didn't want to take an American check, okay? And I was telling them my checks are good. I've got money, okay? To your people, yes, I am rich. I've got money. And so I tried to explain to the landlord, here's what I will do, okay? I will have money sent to you directly into your bank account
Yes.
from my bank.
There you go.
Okay. Now they wanted me to write out 12 checks in which I was explaining to them, well, by American rules, I am not supposed to write out checks like that ahead of time.
Post dated.
Okay. That's, yeah, post dated checks. Okay. My bank don't play that. Actually, I think we have a law against that.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm trying to explain to them that this is the way I even pay my rent back in the United States because I've been here for almost 5 years, but I still have an apartment in Chicago on the lakefront.
Uh,
Okay. And that's how my rent is paid every month. My bank sends them a check. I don't even have to worry about it. Okay, they get paid. So I was trying to explain, I'll have that for you guys, and you guys will automatically get the money. You don't have to worry about getting checks from me. You don't have to worry about the money. The money is going to come. And if you think that there's something wrong, I've got a phone number where you could call this phone number and they will tell you how much money is in the account or if these checks are good or not. Because I know all of this from working for the IRS. So I know these phone numbers and stuff like that where you check to see how much money somebody has or if the check is good. Okay. But you can't, like I said, you can't teach people who don't want to learn. You just can't. So anybody else want to get in? I don't want to bogart the show.
there you go, Bogart. There, that's the Chicago term, Bogart.
How you doing, Sharon?
Yeah, I'm good, and Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for letting me in, but I'm just then having shower. And Merry Christmas, everyone. And I'm gonna speak to you about bank here in the Philippines. They have different rules, and like to speak a bit about land bank. Land bank has a different rules, so they don't accept big amount of money. They have limit on their account. You can open a bank account, but they have limit. It's around, I think you can put the money only 250,000 pesos to 300,000 pesos. That's the limit. You cannot go big amount. And because I was there when I was opening a bank account before, and then they said, Mom, you open a bank account, how much money do you receive? I said, so much. And then I said, how much? Over a million. I said, more than on that before. I said, more than on that. So they said, no, mom, we just only accept 300,000 pesos. That's the limit. And then I went to BDO, and then they let me open a bank account, but they asked me like business permit, or if I have business. Uh, and then after that, when I opened a bank account, when the money I have was transferred on my bank account, they hold it for a while. They hold it, they don't transfer it directly to my bank account. They let it hold it for 1 week because I didn't have any PIN number. PIN number is very important. The PIN number from BIR, that's the very important. They hold it, and then they don't release my money, put it directly in my bank account, and until it will return to sender. And after that, when I had my money, it coming back again, and then they hold it. They hold it again. I don't know why they hold it. So they hold it again. They freeze it because they calling me that you must come over here because we made interview, a different question, where the money came from, why you have this amount, blah blah blah. So I've been stay there for 2 hours just only for the interrogation question. And then after he asked me some documents, do you have proof that this money is coming from this, coming from that? I said, yeah, I have. And then you have a letter from the sender. I said, yeah, I have everything in documents. Fortunately, I have everything documents until it arrives on my bank account, but it's very complicated. The bank here in Philippines, it's very complicated. And when I ask them question, why you ask different question, that it's my money, it's not your money, and it's you who can benefits very big amount. Because you give only 0.01% on our money. Even our money has a big amount in the bank, but they just only give 0.01% or 0.10%, which is not
Nothing.
so much. And then when they made it in the business, when they are using our money for making business, they earn quite a lot of money on the interest. So that's the
Yeah.
disadvantage. Yeah, that's the advantage. And then I asked them, why you are so very strict that it's our money, not yours? And then they said it's because of the money laundering. Because it happened before that in the Philippines, there was a money laundering about from money from illegal gambling or illegal money from illegal, and then they transfer it from bank to bank. So that's why they have a new rules for that. It's because of the money laundering. It's because of that I've been questioned there. And then the bank also is very smart, because if you have a very big amount in your bank account, they will offer you a credit card.
Oh my
If
Yeah.
God.
you
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
use it
Right,
to pay the
Sarah.
bill.
Yeah, every time when I went to the bank, mom, you can take credit card, mom, you can apply credit card.
No,
I
I
said,
don't want it.
no, 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 no. That if they know it, so they are so very,
No,
very
no,
smart.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
two
that's the
credit
bank.
cards,
It's so
Sharon.
complicated.
That
Hmm?
that we have two credit card that BDO sent us. We never applied. We never applied.
Mm.
They're the one who applied us because they know that there's a big amount of money, that if in case that we cannot pay the credit card, they can get that from for
you
our
just don't get
savings. But we refuse, we refuse to use the two credit cards, one for Frank and one for me.
Yeah, and but I don't have any idea about credit card color, or what's the name of the credit card. There's black, platinum, or something. So they are always asking me, "Mom, get credit card." So I said, "Okay, I'm gonna try to have a credit card." And that I didn't have any idea about my credit card. When one of my friend saw my credit card, she said to me, "Wow, Sharon, you're a big time because your credit card is platinum." I said, What about platinum card? I don't have any idea about platinum card." And she said to me, "It's next of the black credit card." I said, wow. Because the limit of the black credit card is over 1 million, right? And then the second is the
Yeah.
platinum. Is it? I didn't have any idea about credit card because I was innocent about credit card before. But now I know that there is a color, there is a name on that. So yeah, I didn't have any
Yeah.
idea. But They often call me to, Mom, you can convert your credit card into cash. I said, no, 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 because I will not use my card again. I learned a lesson. The bank is very smart, really, and then they earn quite a lot of interest, but they are so very slow. Also, when I was paying my credit card, only paying my credit card, but I stayed there 3 hours in the queue. Imagine, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the Philippines.
But Steve,
Hey,
this is the thing that
It's so
people
much
need to
so much red
understand.
tape. So much red tape.
I
Yeah,
try not to deal with a bank in person. Most of them for the last 20 years plus years. I try not to have to set foot in the bank physically. I try to do stuff
but
ATM. Even when I'm here, I've been in the Philippines 3 months. Uh,
Mm,
let me
I
put
bank.
this
Actually,
through.
I'll tell you, I bank with PNB. I opened that account in Chicago. They have a branch there, center there in
Yes,
Chicago.
they do.
I opened it in Chicago. Got a card. I need money. Go to the ATM, get money out. Before I left America, made sure I had X amount of money in there, and then I draw down from it as I need it. I really don't use checks. I try to do electronic payment, over the internet, where I'm not dealing, sitting in no queue, sitting in front of waiting to be in no line.
Yeah,
Wherever you can do that, I think it's an advantage,
yeah. Let me
and
make
I
this
don't need,
this one point. Let me make this one point because I think the whole world needs to understand this. When you are putting money in a bank, you are loaning them money to make money.
to use, yes.
Do, do not let them treat you like you are some kind of bum or something like that because you
Yep,
are doing them a favor. They're
you
not
are.
doing you a favor. They want to make you think that they're doing you a favor. No, they're not. They're
You know,
making way more money than you're going to get off of
Sure
your money
will.
while your money is in that bank.
they're using your money. Every deposit that they're using their best traders that trade in the foreign exchange, and they're getting millions, and they're paying you 0.5% for the money that you keep in your bank. That's what they're doing with your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really don't like to have a whole lot in the bank. But if you got it, where else are you gonna put it? Unless you got some direct investment that you could put it in, and money can be in a hard asset or something. You know,
Well, you have to have your money somewhere. That's
yeah,
like
you
I
gotta
felt
have it.
sorry for the guy that was on another show. I won't say the name, but it was talking about this guy that brought $11,000 over here,
Yeah,
thinking
that's
that he could
crazy.
retire with
Really?
$11,000.
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah,
some Filipino people, they keep their money in their house. They don't put. Not all the Filipino people put their money in the bank. It's because sometimes they think that if ever what's gonna happen in the bank, because there are some bank here, especially here in Lapu-Lapu and Cebu, it happened that they uh, close because they file a bankruptcy. So that's the Filipino one thing, that a lesson that they learned, that they don't put all their money in the bank, because if ever the bank will gonna close, even if you have 2 million pesos in your bank account, but you can only have received insurance from PDIC only 500,000 pesos. That's it. And you will receive it. You need to present a document. So that's why they learn a lesson on that it's okay, because in the bank also they give less interest. So better that we keep it at home, and or something, make a business like lending money to people so that they have higher interest, like loaning money from people, several, I mean, Filipino people. That's the technique of the other Filipino people here in the Philippines.
Let me ask you a
yeah.
question,
That's
Sharon.
why here.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Um, what is your opinion? Because earlier we were talking about I mean, we got on this subject about the bank, but I
Mm.
think the main focus and what we were talking about was common sense. What is your opinion about how do you feel about your country being here in the Philippines sharing resources and information with other countries to make your country better than what it already is? How do you feel about that? Do you think that
Okay, in my opinion, it's good. It's because it's good so that the Philippines will improve. Yeah, it's in my opinion, it's good because until now, Philippines I don't think so if Philippines is improved because we are still the same like before. Maybe there are some high tech now equipments, but for the processing or any establishment like government or something, I think we don't improve on that. So I think it's better to share to other countries so that the Philippines can learn what other country have so that we can have it also here. Yeah.
Well, that's just like now, and I'm not trying to get into politics, but I've gotten to the point now that I won't buy anything that's Chinese.
Mm.
I just won't. Okay. Being that I am a resident here and I don't like what they're doing, I'm not going to let my money go to China. I'm going to buy brands, stuff that's made here in the Philippines.
Yeah, because sometimes Sharon, if I because here, like for example, you've been waiting in the queue for a very long time. In US, you cannot do that, right? It's nothing in US. It's nothing happened in US, but here you've been waiting in the long queue at almost you are stranded 2 hours, 3 hours because you must fill the form and then go to window one, next window two, window three. But in US, you just only process one time, right? So I think yeah, I think that's the only I agree that better Philippines to share with other countries so that we can have that kind of system that people doesn't want to wait in a very long queue because there are some people taking the form and then encode other computer. Mom, go to window two, and then after when you go to window two, go to cashier or something. But in US, they
So
just
many
only process
windows.
one time. Yeah, one time. So that's the problem in the Philippines. It's very easy, but they make it in a complicated way. Instead, they can do it one time, like in other country.
or if you have a bank that you know that you have a lot of people that goes to that bank.
Mm.
I'm talking about you have 100 people in the bank and you have
Yes.
one ATM machine. One ATM machine.
And sometimes the ATM is broken. And if you go on the information center, there are so much teller are free, but they are not available. They just only talking to their phone and then using their phone. But you need to wait to the other teller when she will be available. But the other teller is available. I it happened to me one time also that I talked to the cashier in the mall. That's why your queue is a very long because you are talking to each other. You don't focus of what you are doing. I say that to a cashier here in one of the mall. Yeah, just focus on what you are doing. Just focus on your work, not talking to your co-worker because the queue is very long. I say that.
Like at home, if I wanted to make
Mm.
a just say if I want to make a $400 deposit,
Yeah.
there's no need to stand in line. I go to the ATM and put the 400 in the machine, and
Yeah.
I walk out of the bank.
They have now here. It exists now here in my bank in BDO. They have a yeah. They
Only
have
one.
yeah only one. You need to
Every
wait.
bank should have at least three or four, maybe I would say at the most three or four of those machines. So you don't have to stand in line. You just
Mm.
make a deposit, $400, get your receipt, and you walk out of there.
Yeah.
But maybe that's too much thinking ahead. I don't know.
Yes.
Now
It's only one machine, deposit cash machine.
That's
in
horrible. That's
Chicago,
a bad system.
I
Yeah.
never have to stand in line. I sign in and I have a personal banker. And when my personal banker's office, when another person leaves out, I go in, sit down, tell my banker what it is that I want to do. and then my banker gets up and goes and handle that and bring me all of my receipts, and I get up and I leave. Here I ask, is there an amount
Yeah,
that they need where I don't get charged fees and stuff like that? And on how much money do I need to put in? And they looked at me like I was crazy. I asked, do you need 1,000,000 pesos? Do you need 2,000,000 pesos? Do you need 3,000,000? How much do you need? And no, sir, it don't work like that. So there is nothing to try to even get the um, higher dollar depositors into the bank. It's like they don't care. I don't understand.
Yeah, but
So you end up dealing with
Frank,
maybe 4
Citibank
or
is
5
very
banks
nice.
here.
Citibank is very nice, but it's very expensive. Citibank is a high level of bank.
Well,
that's
Citibank is closed, right?
Yeah, but Citibank is different. Citibank is different. You can withdraw dollar.
remember your friend Ricardo. That's the CEO of Citibank.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have dollar ATM in the Citibank.
And
Mm.
also, secure. Did you say security bank?
No, Citibank.
Citibank.
Okay,
Citibank
because
out of New
Yeah,
York.
yeah,
Security
Citibank.
bank also have a dollar account.
Dollar account, but you cannot withdraw dollar. But in the Citibank, they have dollar ATM. If you want
I
to withdraw dollar, you can.
I can at
Ah,
city
okay.
at security bank. I can withdraw dollar.
But
But
what do
Oh,
you
through
okay.
do with it?
Because before they
over
don't
the
have that.
counter.
The security bank, Karen, they don't have that. That you can able to withdraw dollar bill.
Yeah, you can.
No,
Yes.
Well, what
Oh,
you can withdraw
I
bet.
think
You
that's
can withdraw if you
recently.
have
what are you gonna do
you
with
can
a
withdraw if
dollar
you have
bill
dollar
in the
account.
Philippines?
Well, no, no, not when I say dollar. I'm talking about not the one single dollar bill. I'm talking about American dollar,
Dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dollars, $50 bill, $100 bill, whatever. Not one single dollar, but I'm saying you can go in there and say, "Hey, I want $100 in cash, American $100 bill." You can.
Yeah,
But I
you
can
can.
tell you
Even
one
in my
thing,
bank,
DT.
I can.
I've never seen a Filipino, if you go to give them some American dollars, that they won't take it. They
Me
always
either.
have to get the US dollar,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially if you're giving it away, because they know how much they can really get off of that money and that the value of it goes up and down, and they're going to wait until it's at its highest, and then they're going to go and cash it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Karen, here in the Philippines, even it's my bank, I tried it. My account is peso, and then I told to them, okay, I'm gonna withdraw a dollar, and then they asked me how much. I said $400 because I want to travel, and said, okay, mom. So they give me $400, but they asked me different question. What you will gonna do to the money? Where you are going? What country you are going?
That's
And can I
crazy,
see your
Sharon.
ticket? Yeah. I, or before, yeah, it's true because
I know.
Why?
before my trip to Thailand, I said, okay, I'm gonna take dollar with me. I can use my credit card and my debit card in Thailand. So said I want to have a cash on me. I want to carry a cash on me. So I went to my bank. I said, okay, mom, can I withdraw a dollar? My account is peso and I would like to withdraw a dollar. I said, yeah, mom, it's okay, you can. And then what why you withdraw a dollar? I said, because I would like to travel. What country you will travel? I said, Thailand. And can I see your ticket? I said, yeah, my ticket is here. Yeah, it's true.
So it's just like now, now Sharon, I can tell that the banks. It's not only for in charge of doing money. They also in charge of investigating or like doing like NBI.
Hey,
Yeah, it's
Sharon,
true. They
Sharon,
asked me.
Sharon, if somebody in my country that work at a bank asked me, what am I going to do with my money? They just made me a millionaire.
Why?
Assuming.
They just make for real. That's my
Mm,
personal information. I don't have to tell you what I'm gonna do with my money. But we're in a
Yeah,
different country.
it's
We're
your
in a different
money.
country. So that's how it is, and that's the things that we're saying. It's
yeah.
like it's a whole different. It's almost like, have you ever heard of the Twilight Zone, the movie? It's
Yeah,
like
I know Twilight movie.
it's
Yeah.
like it's like it's like kind of sort of like it's just a different. And I'm not um, complaining. It's just we just
Mm,
bring in points because other people they probably experience this stuff too. So it's good to talk about it. So it's like, yeah, we have to adapt to some of the things, and we are
yeah,
adapting to some of the things. But to us, coming from the West or some other countries, it's totally. I call it culture shock. That's what I call it.
yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
a culture shock. So
yeah.
we're getting used to it, but it's good for some people to interject with some different ideas, and maybe
Mm,
some things would change. And it's only for the betterment of the people of the Philippines. It's not nothing that's like harming. It's like it's for the betterment of the people.
yeah.
You know, just different ideas. Not to say that, hey, we about to go do a march somewhere, because I'm not gonna do none of that. But I'm just saying, for the like-minded people that think the same things that we're talking about, they can relate to what we're saying. And they probably had those experiences at the banks. Many
Mm,
people, not just Americans, but foreigners from all over the world. And it's like, if you look at who's trading with the Philippines and who's not trading with the Philippines, there's
yeah,
reasons why. There's reasons why. There's other countries that are in that trade market because they have different ideas, and they're willing to share other people's ideas so their country can grow.
yeah.
So
Let me ask this one question, and then you could go on to your next question.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good.
Um, do you guys know or use bankrate.com?
I've heard of it, but no, I haven't used it.
Okay, bankrate.com will tell you the highest interest rates all over the United States.
Mm,
Yeah, I
I
used to
had
do that
talked with
long ago.
Yeah, I have talked with people here, and there's nothing like that here. And I have friends here that are rich. Okay, I got into an argument with somebody once where I was trying to explain this to them, and they wanted to say, "Oh, it's poor people," and I was trying to tell them, "No, I have some very rich friends here in U.S. dollars." Okay, Filipinos that are millionaires in U.S. dollars, not pesos. Okay, but the thing is, a lot of stuff that we're offered in the United States is not offered here. And these types of services should be given to everybody. But my wife, I think she wants to go back to the common sense thing.
No. Okay, so uh thank you so much, guys, for that, kind of experience, especially Sharon, when it comes to bank. Okay, so we do experience same way that you experience. So our second question. So this three gentlemen on the live, they can really relate this. So I have a question, second question. So why are so many black women combative with their man or husband and don't want to listen to common sense or logic? So I'll go first to Karen.
um, it's the whole, and I'm not a chauvinistic man. I believe in being fair with people, but it's the whole Me Too movement. I believe it's women um, taking upon themselves, saying, "Hey, we don't need a guy. We don't need these guys. We can do this ourselves." And so when you do that, you're gonna lose the man. And so when you lose the man, then you're all by yourself, you know, and that's the majority of what's going on over there. I can't speak for other countries, but I can speak for definitely in the United States. It's a lot of that going on, and I'm a man, and I'm not going to have that. And I'm not saying that no one is beneath me, because I like to be, you know, sort of say I'm not like the king, or I'm not like where you have to like be my slave. I'm not like that, you know. But at the same time, like I always say, women have their roles and so do guys. We all have our roles that we play in a relationship. And if you're not willing, if I'm in a relationship with anybody, I'm asking you, I'm not telling you, I'm asking you to just play your role as a woman. I'm playing my role as a man. And we all know what that role is. It's just common sense. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. And if you want to play the role, my role, then I'm going to step off and let you have it by yourself. That's just me.
Hi,
Yeah.
Kuya Joey Page. Thank you for coming, Kuya Joey.
Thank you.
So, how about you, Gitche Lion?
Yes,
What is your
hopefully,
opinion?
hopefully my power don't cut off. I might have to switch to the phone, but let me say this. Let me get this disclaimer, and I'm glad Sharon is in the room because she makes me think about this. Because she
Merry
always
Christmas,
say,
Geechee.
"Merry Christmas." You didn't call me. We supposed to be getting together,
Because I
girl.
don't have your number and I am busy a little
Uh-uh.
bit. And it seems that you are dating because you are
Come on,
tired.
No, no. You a Facebook friend. Don't use that. Don't use that. I done put you on Front Street now. Call me on Facebook. Anyway,
come on, Geechee. You got to stay on the
I would like
subject
to
now.
give this disclaimer. I'm not a spokesperson for America or the American nation. I'm not a spokesman for the Philippines or the Philippines nation. I said this before.
Mm.
I believe that God, or if you believe in God or whatever, there's a natural way, natural roles of men and women that make common sense. The government decided to 30, 40, 50 years ago to interfere with the natural law and the natural order that was set up by God, or whatever you want to call it. And that's why you have this Me Too movement and this other stuff. You know, people can be convicted and thrown in jail and fined based on somebody's dream or imagination. Heard Jonathan Majors, for an example. I heard he got convicted of assault and he was running away from somebody. That sounds like the black man in Carolina who got shot in the back by the police. They didn't want to prosecute the police. They wanted to prosecute him for running away from the police. Now, does that make sense? Is that common sense? No, it's not common sense. But what did I tell y'all before? When you come up against a government or a system or a program that runs contrary to that, just like with these male-female relationships in the natural order, then you have this chaos, and that's why you have people like me, Passport Brothers movement or whatever, those who can. And I advise anybody, if you can get up out of America and that matrix, get out of there. And I can speak for me. I can speak for Geechee Lion. I'm here in the Philippines to be defined and be with my Filipino love. That's my primary reason for being here. I'm a retired American. I don't have to work anymore. I got enough money to deal with what I need to deal with here. I've got my Social Security, all that set up, got my banking set up. So I can be here and maneuver and deal and associate to work on that program. So I don't have to deal with that matrix. Now, if you got to deal with that in that government, then you got to deal with it in America. You got to deal with the Me Too movement. You got to deal with all that mess over there. But if you can get out of there, go to the Philippines, go to Thailand, Brazil, wherever, you can get out of that. And as for me, I'm not trying to get into world business, everybody else's business, really. I'm really just trying to deal with what I know I need to do for myself and not judging what you're doing as long as it's not interfering, with me, and my welfare, what have you. So obviously you see Brother Frank has made his move, a good, damn good move with Lilibeth. And there's so many others here men that have done the same thing, trying to do that, or trying to, have a similar situation. And that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. Move as best you can based on your own common sense as you understand. And where you can walk away from that bank, walk away from that country, walk away from whatever it is. If you don't have to deal with it, I say walk away, fly away, get on the plane, get on the ship, get out of there.
Run as
Thank you
fast
very
as
much.
you
Thank you very
can.
much, Sharon. Thank you. Thank you.
And Gitchi, you don't find your companion yet because I think when I see you now, it seems like you are dating because you are so tired. Maybe you are spending the whole night.
He
I'm
got his.
not
He
dating,
found his
for the
companion.
record, Sharon, I'm not dating anyone. I haven't dated anyone in years, okay? I'm not dating. And, it's not like I'm not interested in dating. I am interested. But again, it's my common sense, what I feel I want to do and bring to the table. That same energy has to come back to me for
Mm,
it to be some kind of connection. So you can go to the bank and try to make a deposit, but if they don't want to accept your money, then what do you have to do? Walk out of the bank, or the bank is going to make you run through these hoops in order to accept your money or to accept your deposit. In this case, it may be accept your love or attention
okay,
or what
but
have you.
Gitchi,
Okay,
okay, I have
for the
something to
record.
tell you. Yeah, I have something to tell to you. There are some women who accept your deposit even if you don't put money.
Lord,
I think you know
Lord.
what I mean. Okay, even if you don't show your money, they will accept your deposit. You can deposit to them, even if
They'll
you.
accept my deposit. What deposit are you talking about, Sharon? You better quit. You are no holds barred. I mean, you being the real nitty gritty, the real nitty gritty. I mean, you say some of anything, but I got to give you credit, Sharon. You one of the best. I admire a whole lot of what you've been doing lately. I have been responding to a couple of your videos. I especially like the one you did on the Philippines and the Philippines Euphoria. Great masterwork. I did a response to that.
Okay,
You,
thank
I mean,
you.
you really, and you have tapped into a lot of, I believe, the common sense of
Mm,
people who can think.
yeah.
The common sense of what's going on. You can see what's going on and have a common sense view of how to act and respond to this.
I see a love
You
connection.
got your finger on that, Sharon. I commend you.
Yeah, because I am so sorry because sometimes I don't receive notification from the message. That's why I didn't. I really would like to read the comments and reply because I'm as anxious as I can. But really, honestly, Gichi, I didn't receive your message, and I don't know
Well,
why.
see,
Maybe
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay,
call
you
you.
okay.
received
Why
it
I
now.
don't receive your
Hold on,
You
phone
hold on,
received
call?
it
hold
now.
on.
That's
Y'all
what I'm
gonna have
glad
to
to
go
get.
into
That's
the
why
Hey,
I
hotel
fixed you
room.
hey,
live. But I know we
Look,
need to take that
I,
offline, Sharon.
you two
I
can
got
talk
your
about that.
email. I got your Facebook. Come on now. Don't do that.
I got to throw in my 2 cents. It's my turn to give my opinion,
Turn.
okay, on this why what is it? Why is it that black women are combative and they're
They're
with their
mean.
men and husbands and do not want to listen to
Common
common sense
sense
or
or
logic.
logic.
Oh boy.
Oh
Now
boy.
I could talk here all day on this one here,
Yeah.
but I'm going to cut it short because I have dated, I have lived with, okay, a bunch of black women, okay, and I could say that I had a problem finding women that wanted to build anything. They were selfish. They only thought about what they could get. It was them, what they want, okay? and I've never been broke or dusty or without a job. I've always made money. Okay. I don't think that they look at the statistics and understand what's really going on in the world. Okay. There are more black men in the middle class and above than there has ever been. So all of this stuff on them talking about black men are broken dusty. No, they keep picking the broken dusty guys. Okay, plain and simple as that. And then the ones that end up dealing with the brothers that have their education, make good money, whether they work a good job or whether they're making investments, buying real estate, or doing whatever they're doing to make money. If you can't get them to work with you, to build with you, what do you need them for? You see them
Amen.
complaining about 50-50, okay? Or even paying anything, you know? If they're making 40,000 or 35,000 a year, okay? Yeah, they got to pay something. You got to do something. Ain't nothing free. And they keep
Amen.
wanting things to be free. And it don't work that way. You got to work with your mate to have something. If you want a home, work with him to get that home. If you want a car, work with him to get that car. He's not just supposed to go out and go to the steel mill and stand in that 100-degree heat for 12 hours working all that overtime and stuff, and then he's just supposed to just give you money. No, that's crazy. It doesn't make any sense, and it's selfish. Get out, work with that man, help save, help build, and then all those things, the luxury life that they want to live, it'll come then. It'll come. But this thing on talking about we broke and dusty and that we're all these bad things, my wife don't have no bruises on her. I don't beat on my wife. My wife don't complain about money. Whenever she wants something, she goes and gets it because we work together. Money in this house belongs to us. It's not mine. It's not hers. It's ours. And and that's all we ever wanted from the women in the United States was to be. If they want to be fair and equal partners, there's nothing wrong with that. I've got nothing against a woman that works. And I really have nothing against a woman who makes more money than me.
Yeah.
Come on, get serious.
Bring
They
it.
make it sound like we can't stand a woman because she makes more money than us. Come on, baby, if you make more money than me, I would have been more than happy to deal
Happy.
with you. Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to deal with being talked to like I'm a little kid or something like that. I'm still a man. And no matter how much I make, no matter how much she makes, I am going to be the man of the house. And I'm going to use logic in what I do. I'm going to sit down and be methodical on how I think about how the things that need to be done for our house and for us to be able to sit down and talk together and do everything together. That's the way I treat my wife. I make more money than my wife, but the money is ours. I don't look at it as my money. I share. Okay. My wife knows where the money is. She could go and get it. No problems. She wants to go to the bank to get some money. She could go because I know that I could trust my wife. Me and my wife, we don't argue. If we have a disagreement on something, we sit down and we talk like two adults. I don't have no hand going across like this. I don't have no head shaking when they talking. And you better and this and that. Ain't none of that. We sit down and talk like two adults. I have peace. And that's all I ever wanted in my life was peace. And until they learn to give a man peace, to work with a man, to be his wife and let him be her husband, they're going to be alone. And that's why so many brothers are coming to the Philippines and Thailand and Colombia and Brazil and stuff because they're looking for peace. We don't like to argue. We don't like to fight. You know, all the things that they've said about us is BS. You know, and just like one of the brothers on this show said, the one thing that they cannot say about Passport Bro, we ain't never lied on them. You ain't never heard them say that anything that we were saying was lies. We tell the truth. Even though they want to say, oh, just be quiet. Don't say nothing about us. We haven't lied. I haven't heard not one vlog from anybody saying that Passport Bros are lying on these women. And now I'll be quiet and let somebody else talk.
No, that's all right, Frank. Come on.
Okay,
Hello,
everyone. I'm so
Sister.
sorry.
Thank you
I
for
need to go
coming.
now because I am just attend a party celebration. I am invited. So, Beth, thank you for to be on your channel, and Getchi, nice meeting you. Hi, Merry Christmas.
We
And
have we,
Thank you
Karen,
we
so
nice
much,
haven't
meeting
Merry
really
you
met
Christmas.
yet.
again. Looking forward to meet
We
you,
need
Karen.
to
Merry
be.
Christmas. Hmm? And
Merry
Merry
Getchi,
Christmas.
Christmas.
I just asked you something. Where is my Christmas gift? It's Christmas today.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
Christmas today. Hey, I got to give it to you in person.
Oh,
Oh,
It's like you said you
Sharon.
want to interview me in person. I got to give you what I have to give you in person.
Okay,
what's
what is
Sharon,
that?
hey?
take
Uh,
cash
I want
out.
to I want to
You'll
know what the
find out.
gift
I'm not. We
is.
don't need to air all our business on the YouTube.
okay, everyone,
Y'all
nice
love
meeting
it.
you. Okay, nice meeting you,
Thank you
and
so
thank
much,
you. And see you
Sharon.
again next time.
Bye.
Let me know in advance next time. Okay, I enjoy talking with you, and I enjoy to be on your live stream bit. Okay, I need to go now. So thank you, and Merry
Okay.
Christmas, everyone,
Okay.
and
Merry
Thank
Gigi,
you.
Christmas.
I will not forget. I will remind you my Christmas present.
I'll email you. Look for that
And give
email.
your
Look for that
information
Facebook.
about your show. When is your next show, Sharon?
Okay, Gigi, I accept Gcash.
I know you do. Yeah, I got the. Hey, I got your. Hey, I got
I'm
your
just
G cash
joking.
right here.
I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm
I
just
got your
joking.
G
And I
cash
want you to
right here.
make laugh. Okay, because it's Christmas. So thank you everyone. Thank you. And bye. Merry Christmas. Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Bye, Sharon.
Bye,
Bye.
Ben.
Yeah.
Hey, Geechee,
That was fun.
Boy,
where's the Gcash? Where's the
that
Gcash
sharing
at?
is that sharing is something else. She is
Does
something else.
G Cash stand for Geechee Cash? That,
Get you cash.
Yeah,
yeah,
G cash,
is that what
Geechee
G
cash. There you go.
We need get you cash.
I gotta use.
Get
Hey,
you
I gotta
cash.
y'all. I gotta use that now.
Geechee Cash.
Get you
Geechee
cash.
cash. Oh man.
Wow.
Okay,
cash?
so it's so fun, talking with you guys. So we already, 2 hours. So I will give you a few minutes, Karen, to promote your show because I know it's late now. It's 11. So go ahead, Karen, to
Okay.
promote your show.
Thank you, Lily Beth and Frank, for having me on your show. It's always a pleasure. If I'll come back on anytime. And guys out there, if you catch this live or catch this on replay, make sure you subscribe to my channel, 53 Shades Darker in the Philippines. Well, we do a lot of cultural experiences. We do a lot of interaction with people, and I'm pretty sure that you will like the channel. So, 53 Shades Dark in the Philippines. Thank you.
Okay, so
Yes.
it's your turn to promote your show, G.
G
Cash.
Cash.
Yeah, Geechee Cash. Anyway, Geechee Line Music. Anyway, thank you, Lilibeth and Frank, for inviting me on your show several times. I mean, it's kind of, it relieves some of the solitude and loneliness that I sometimes feel here as a single American expat here. Seriously, thank you for this, and I'm very thankful that Sharon, my dear Sharon, was able to enjoy and join me this morning. So see, now she has no excuse. Now y'all heard it live on TV that yeah, don't claim you didn't know I was trying to get in contact with you. But anyway, this is Geechee Lion's Journey. My channel is Geechee Lion's Journey, and it's about the journey, personal journey of this man known as Geechee Lion. I'm a retired American, 64 years old. I've been in the Philippines over 3 months. I've been to several cities. If you go on my website, not website, but my channel, I have over 260 videos out there that I've done vlogs from the 5 or 6 cities that I've been in the Philippines. Sometimes I may give my perspective on certain things at random. You also may see some of my other travels and perspectives that I had even before I came to the Philippines. But it's Geechee Lion's Journey. I also want to say thank you again, Lilibeth and Frank. And I'm thinking I may do something before now for the new year, possibly. I know last year I did a live concert for the Philippines New Year. I may do that again this year. I don't know. But also, I want you all to follow me and go to Geechee Lion Music on the web. My channel, not my channel, but my website is GeecheeLionSoul.com. That's ChilionsOul.com. The official website for Geechee Lion Music. Go there, listen to some stuff, watch some stuff, and please, if you will, you want to support the journey, download some music, buy some music. This is what I do. I'm a musician as well.
Okay.
We
Look
all
forward to being
family
back
here.
on. Call me anytime.
All right. Thank you. So, thank you so much, also, Karen, for coming here on my show, and also Gitchy Lion. So, guys, please subscribe to 53 Shades Darker in the Philippines, and also Gitchy Lion's Journey. So, thank you so much, guys. Merry Christmas,
Merry
and
Christmas.
have a good day.
Merry Christmas to
Bye.
everybody.
Send me an
Peace.
email. Karen, are you in Cebu? Where are you
We're
in
here in
Cebu?
Parañaque.
No, I'm talking about 53 Shades.
Oh, I'm here in
Yeah.
Lapu Lapu.
Oh, okay. Why don't you shoot me an email?
I will. I will do that as soon as I get off. As soon as we
Yeah,
get off
get your
this
line
call.
Okay.
journey. Get your line journey at Gmail.
Okay.
Okay, we'll
Thank you
do.
so much, guys.
Merry
Thank you.
Bye.
Christmas.
All right.